Mars Kerno or Mackay, choose your poison.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We haven't went through the matchup this week. I think Butsy's played on Mackay the last couple of times. We've done pretty well, so I reckon it'll be Kerno, sort of similar, likes to jump at the ball like me, so I think I'll be getting him.
What makes either of them dangerous, do you think?
Oh, well, they're obviously two very good forwards. They're tall, they're athletic, they're quick. Like, they obviously have a lot of attributes, so hopefully, Jordan and I can nullify them come Saturday night.
You've been pretty good in recent weeks, mate. How are you? How do you feel that you've gone? I mean, against the Hawks, I reckon you went on to Mitch Lewis, didn't you, and shut him down for the second half, and then in the last couple of weeks you've played a pretty strong role down back. How have you seen your own form?
Yeah, it's been good to sort of get some consistent form. Obviously, earlier in the year, I come back through the sample after playing the first 2 rounds and sort of was working on my craft, and then was able to get an opportunity against Brisbane, and then, being able to play a big string of games, which has been really good. And, sort of the more games you play, the more comfortable you are.
How about matching up on Buddy? I mean, a lot of people would say you probably halved the contest and even won, and he still kicked 3 goals. But what are the challenges of matching up on a guy like that?
Obviously he's Buddy. He's a very good player, and he has been for a very long time. He definitely hasn't lost his speed at the age of 35. So, it was obviously a bit of a daunting task coming in. But I mean, there's not many teams in the competition this year that don't have daunting key forwards and that can really get a hold of you. So every game's a big challenge.
Do you get a chance to reflect on the last couple of years at all? I mean, you're probably essentially playing country footy a couple of years ago, and then you're on Buddy.
Yeah.
On the weekend, is it still surreal for you at times?
It is very surreal. I remember because I debuted against Sydney last year and lining up on him it was only about 10 minutes, but you sort of look and go, wow, because it was only 3 months prior to that I was driving ahead or working on the farm. So, you definitely do take times back to reflect on how big of a 2 years it's been for me, but I'm really enjoying the journey and excited for what's to come.
Was it a chance to see the growth, I guess, in your game, matched up from maybe 10 minutes on debut, and then you go and head to a more afternoon on the weekend? Was it a chance for you to sort of see how far your game's come in a pretty short space of time? Yeah,
definitely. Even sort of physical, like you look back to a few games last year, watching vision and just my body shape and how it was compared to now, it's like chalk and cheese. So, it definitely has been really good. So.
What do you think you've learned, Mars? It's been a pretty quick learning curve for you?
I think just how physically demanding the league is and backing it up each week, it's a big challenge, and I think that I've sort of taken it with both hands, but it's been good.
So are you, Jordan and Tom, is that the long-term future of Adelaide's backline, do you think?
Hopefully. I think we've all sort of played some good foot, especially Jordan last year. He had a really consistent season, and Tommy last year, the last few years, he's been really solid. So, and then hopefully I can sort of add to that and just keep growing. We can all keep improving. We're obviously a very young side, and I think each week we are improving. There's a few consistent errors, but it's been good.
Who do you boys sort of turn to now for guidance in that space? Years gone by, I guess you had a guy like All-Australian in Talia here that you could all sort of chew on his ear a little bit. Who do you sort of all turn to now for advice from that?
Sort of Burnsy, our line coach, always talking to him and asking him direction. But there isn't that senior key figure of it, like guys like Brownie and Smithy, guys that have played a lot of footy. You can sort of talk to them, and because they've obviously been through it all, and then ask them for advice.
Would you want the club to go out and get someone senior back there, or do you actually like being that sort of trio of young guys that can build something and do it for a number of years?
No, I like where we are at the moment. I think times like these, you sort of hopefully look back in 5 years, if you've sort of had some success, and you go, wow, we really come from the bottom. It'd be good to sort of hold on to us, and we can build some strong form together and really be a force.
I think it was maybe even Tech said earlier in the week that he'd like to see the club, sort of be quite aggressive in the off season and target free agents and go hard at the draft and all those sorts of things. Is your story proof or an example that you don't necessarily have to be a top 10 pick to make it at AFL level?
I sort of haven't really made it yet, but I guess so. There's a lot of stories like that, a lot of mid-season drafts and guys that have come in at 25 and they've played till they're 32 and played 100 games. So. I'm not sure. It's a hard job for the recruiters, I reckon, but there definitely has been a few stories like that.
Muzz, where are you at physically, mate? How much have you stacked on? You're already a of year. How much have you stacked on in the last 12 months?
12 months.
Since you got here,
Since I got here.
What developments and what shape have you changed, or what have you added to your body?
Yeah, so I think I've put on about 9 kilos in the first 4 months because I was obviously a bit skinny coming in, and then even last year I wasn't top heavy, but I just hadn't really like slimmed down, and then this year, in the off season, I've really been able to build on some proper muscle, and so that was sort of the main one, I reckon.
So are you much better placed now physically to handle, like even the Hawkins, some of the bigger players? You feel like you're still a division below them, or you feel you're comfortable matching up with them?
Yeah, comfortable. They're obviously very big boys. Yeah, they're big boys, and I sort of like to add my athleticism and speed, whereas Tomahawk still has a bit of that, but then he would easily get me in a sort of a wrestle and stuff. So yeah, it's sort of hard. There's the key forwards. They're all different. Like some are, like a Max King's very tall and athletic, and then Hawkins is big. So yeah, it's sort of hard. You want to find somewhere in the middle, I reckon.
And you touched on the Blues guys, the Blues forwards, and what makes them dangerous. So what will you look to do against your sort of Kuno, and if you have to go over and help against Mackay and even Silvani when he goes down there?
Yeah, I think just aggressive body, not letting them run and jump at the ball. It'll depend on pressure up the field. Hopefully we can force them to post, and then we can, Fuzzy, I and Tom can sort of help each other out and come across and intercept. So yeah, I think they're the main ones, just aggressive body and not letting them slip out the back or get a free run and jump at the ball.
Nick, just a little left field question here. Adelaide Oval's considering bringing back beer cans for people in the crowd instead of plastic cups.
Yep.
There's been some safety concerns raised by police that they may be targeted again like they were back when beer cans were allowed, and even fans in the crowd, and even players that may be thrown on the oval. Do you have any concerns as the playing group?
Nah. I haven't really thought about that, but no, I didn't even know that was a thing. No, I think Adelaide fans are pretty good, so no, I don't think there'll be any beer cans thrown on the field.
What would your message be to fans if it is implemented, just to be responsible?
Yeah, be responsible, I reckon.